Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Kusuma studying in Ventishwara College of Engineering. Today I am here to explain you how the evolution of the digital communication will impact the traditional forms of the communication with examples along with some positive and negative aspects of the digital communication. So basically communication is the core to our societies. It plays a vital role in the human life. So through communication we deliver our opinions, thoughts, ideas and even knowledge. We listen, understand, and respond to the others and establish a relationship. The forms of the communication have been changing for as long as the humankind has existed. From cave drawing to the today's most commonly used, that is digital communication. What is digital communication? Only through communication can human life hold meaning. Said by Paulo Freire, digital communication as defined is a mode of communication where the information or the thought is encoded digitally as discrete signals and electronically transferred to the recipients. Today, mostly everything is digitized, encrypted into binary codes, and people themselves are becoming more and more mobile. Through such technological development, a new society has been created. That is a digital society with digital citizens with digital culture. This is the history of the digital communication from ARPANET to AI. 1960s, that is ARPANET. The groundwork for the digital communication was led with the development of the ARPANET, that is Advanced Research Projects Agency Network, by the US Department of the Defense. It was the first network to implement the protocol suite, that is TCP/IP, which became the technical foundation of the modern Internet. 1971, that is email. Ray Tomlinson sent the first network email in 1971, creating a new way for the people to communicate quickly over the long distances. 1980s, Usenet and BBS, that is Bulletin Board Systems, and Usenet news groups emerged, enabling the users to download files and discussions. This was a precursor to modern internet forums and social networks. 1990s, that is World Wide Web. Sir Tim Berners-Lee proposed the concept of the World Wide Web, leading to the browser and website in 1991. This revolutionary step opened the digital communication. This is the evolution of the communication. It includes pigeons, smoke signals, and even phonograph and much more. Smoke signal is one of the oldest forms of the long distance communication. Smoke signals remain in the use today also. Pigeons were effective as messengers due to their natural homing abilities to the Romans. Romans used these pigeon messengers to aid their military over the 2000 years ago. Phonograph was invented by Thomas Edison in 1877. It was most common devices for playing the recorded sound used from the late 1877 until the late 1980. As we know that the evolution of the digital communication is a remarkable technological progress over the past few decades. We have witnessed an extraordinary transformation in how we connect, share information and engage with the world around us. From the earliest days of the rudimentary email and instant messaging to the immersive experience afforded by the virtual reality and artificial intelligence driven chatbots, the landscape of the digital communication has evolved into an ever shifting innovation and reinvention. The birth of the email, the digital communication revolution took its first tentative steps with the advent of the email in the early 1980s. It was Ray Tomlinson, an engineer, who sent the world's inaugural electronic mail, a simple message between two machines located side by side. This seemingly modest beginning executed on ARPANET, the precursor to the modern internet, laid the foundational keystones for a communication revolution of the seismic proportions. Email provided a groundbreaking means of sending messages and files electronically, transcending the constraints of the physical distance and revolutionizing the way we communicate. Next one is voice assistants and AI chatbots. Artificial intelligence made a profound impact on the digital communication with the emergence of voice assistants like AI driven chatbots. These technologies revolutionized how we interacted with the devices, sought information, and sought assistance. Voice assistants became our digital companions capable of answering questions, executing tasks, and providing a recommendation through natural language conversations. Simultaneously, AI chatbots infiltrated customer service and automated responses, enhancing the efficiency of the online interactions. Next one is the social media revolution. The early 2000s bore witness to the emergency of the social media era, reshaping how we connect with the friends, share our lives, and discover content. Pioneering platforms like Friendster and MySpace paved the way for the Facebook, which transformed the digital landscape. Social media introduced the groundbreaking concept of user-generated content, effectively turning everyday individuals into content creators and curators. It redefined not only personal communication but also dissemination of information and the very fabric of our online identities. The impact, as we know that the impact of the communication platforms on the traditional forms of communication can be seen in the various examples across personal and professional contents. Email has transformed the way individuals communicate with each other, making it easier to exchange the messages, documents, and any multimedia content. This has led to a decrease in the use of the traditional letters, as handwritten correspondence is often perceived as slower and less efficient compared to the email. Personal communication example is email versus handwritten letters. Traditional correspondence through handwritten letters or postcards has been influenced by the evolution of the digital communication platforms, particularly email. The ability to compose, send, and receive emails instantly has led to the decline in the practice of sending physical letters. People now tend to use the email as a quicker and more convenient way to communicate, reducing the reliance on the traditional postal services. Next one is professional communication. Example, video conferencing versus in-person meetings. The evolution of the digital communication platforms has revolutionized professional interactions, particularly in the content of conducting meetings and collaborative work. Video conferencing tools such as Zoom and Microsoft Teams have become more popular alternatives to the traditional face-to-face meeting. As we know that the video conferencing offers a way for the professionals to conduct a meeting and collaborate remotely, eliminating the need for the traveling and enabling the real-time communication across the different locations. Digital communication platforms have evolved instant access to the news and information from anywhere with internet connectivity. Next one is news and information sharing. Example, online news portals versus print media. The prevalence of the online news websites, blogs, and social media platforms has affected traditional print media sources such as newspapers and magazines. People now rely on the digital platforms for accessing the news and information, impacting the consumption of the traditional printed publications. Advantages of the digital communication. As we know that from the smartphones to the social media, digital technology has brought both positive and the negative impacts on society. On the other hand, it also led to the concerns about the privacy, addiction, and the impact on the mental health also. In digital signals, the impact of the noise interference distortion is less. It facilitates the video conferencing that saves time, money, and effort. We can perform video conferencing with some or a group of the people without any traveling. In video conferencing, we can see the facial expressions which are helpful in reading the reactions of the people. It is easy to implement, less expensive. It is used in the military applications. The correction and detection of the errors are easy in digital communication as there is a use of the channel coding. It also facilitates us with audio conferencing by which we can talk to someone or a group of people in another location without traveling. Thus, it has saves time, effort, and even money. Disadvantages of the digital communication. The limitations of the digital communication are listed as follows. There is a high power of the consumption in digital communication. There is a requirement for synchronization in the case of synchronous modulation. There is a sampling error. The most common limitation of the digital communication is that it requires more transmission bandwidth. It is due to the higher data rate because of the analog to digital conversion. Digital communication requires analog to digital conversion at a high rate. There can be a possibility of miscommunication if a user doesn't understand something. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to my channel.